What's up, y'all? We back with another video. Fox News collapse on air as Trump shutdown blows up. This is the government shutdown is diabolical, man. Yeah, let me know what y'all think about Trump down in the comment section. And what y'all think about Fox News down in the comment section. Shout out to Midas Touch. Shout out to this channel. This channel has been going on for years. Very known channel. I love them so much. They just talk about what they think is right for this country. No, doing Democrat or Republican, they just think what's right for this country. That's what their opinions are based off of. So make sure y'all subscribe to this channel, subscribe to my channel, like and comment, y'all. Let's get right to it. Let's go.
On live TV as Donald Trump is making an absolute mess over the messaging regarding this disastrous shutdown. The American people, by overwhelming amounts right now, they ain't buying what Donald Trump and state regime propaganda media are selling. A new Washington Post poll shows that by about a 17-point margin, more people are blaming MAGA Republicans and Donald Trump for the Trump Jeffrey Epstein shutdown, as many people are calling it. So what do you think Fox is talking about? How do they want to grapple with this issue? Clearly, they're going to talk about Sydney Sweeney's jeans. Yeah, they're still talking about Sydney Sweeney's jeans. Here, play this clip.
I might have them on right now.
But I don't understand this controversy. I mean, you know, she's a talented young actress. She's a beautiful woman. She has good genes from a number of different standpoints, not just the ones that she is wearing. But why people are losing their minds over it is a mystery to me.
And then to turn the government shutdown into something just extra creepy, as well as just anti-American, bring in MAGA Republican Senator Mike Lee from Utah, and he goes, you know, Donald Trump's hatchet man, the director of the Office of Management and Budget, Russ Vought, the author of Project 2025, who Donald Trump said earlier in the morning was of Project 2025 fame. He goes, Russ Vought has dreamed about destroying Democratic states and taking away the funding of Democratic states and cities since he was completed puberty. Since puberty, he cared about this. Since puberty, y'all are a bunch of creepy weirdos in this Trump MAGA cult. Here, play this clip.
This is what they're doing. They're doing it deliberately. It's going to harm them because Russ Vought, the OMB director, has been dreaming about this moment, preparing this moment since puberty. Russ Vought has a plan, and that plan is going to succeed in further empowering Trump. This is going to be the Democrats' worst nightmare, and it's of their own making.
Yeah.
Oh, then bring in Jesse Waters, one of Fox's chief propagandists, and he goes, oh, the Democrats, they're really blowing the messaging war right now. All they're talking about is sombreros and Donald Trump's AI. No, they're not. They're talking about how tens of millions of Americans are about to get kicked off of healthcare because of what the MAGA Republicans and Donald Trump are doing and the refusal to extend the Affordable Care Act subsidies. That's what Democrats are talking about. You on Fox are telling on yourself. All you want to talk about is sombreros and look how crazy Donald Trump's being. Not what Democrats are doing. Not what the American people care about. You're losing this messaging war, Jesse Waters, despite the billions and billions of dollars being poured into it on your side. You can't compete with the truth and the Midas Touch Network. Here, play this clip.
And they have so much more to lose. All their pet projects, their windmills, their bureaucrats. And the world keeps spinning during the government shutdown. And people are starting to realize, wait a second, maybe we don't need this big, fat, bloated government. Everything seems to be working fine. The messaging war is embarrassing. All they're talking about is sombreros and healthcare for illegal aliens.
And I got to give credit. You then have Democratic Senator Coons. He goes on Fox, and you have Fox trying to regurgitate these ridiculous state regime talking points. And she's like, well, I understand there's multiple sides to this argument. And it does seem, though, that Democrats want to fund unlawful migrants. See, if you look at this page in this section, doesn't it say that? And Senator Coons like, no, it doesn't say that. There's not a single dollar that goes to unlawful migrants. Not at all. By the way, these are still human beings who deserve to be treated with dignity. You mean these are humans, okay? Many of them are hardworking human beings. But as Senator Coons says, that ain't what happening. That's not what happening at all. It's against the law for Medicare, Medicaid, Affordable Care Act tax subsidies to go to unlawful immigrants. Here, play this clip.
I was just adding that there are people who came to the country illegally, who got looped in under temporary protection status, who do receive those benefits. And we're going to get into that a little bit deeper in the next. Yes, there are. There are people who have temporary protection status, which makes them, quote, legal. And that's why they're falling under this legal protection, because it was expanded during COVID. And that's, I understand that there's two sides to this argument, but those are the people that are getting argued over right now.
There's not two sides to this argument. The president said Democrats want to give a gold-plated Medicare program for illegal aliens. That's not true. You can only benefit from the Affordable Care Act, Medicare and Medicaid if you have legal status in this country.
Which was broadly expanded.
We are not fighting for health care for people who are here illegally. That's not true. We are fighting for health care for Americans.
So I guess what Fox was trying to say there is that if people are on temporary protected status, meaning that they are here lawfully or they've got asylum applications approved, hence they're here lawfully, that they should not get health care and they should just die. Or if people show up to the emergency room physicians just say, show me your papers. By the way, wouldn't that backfire on other people who show up who need medical services? And in the matter of seconds, that could be life or death. Show me your papers. I mean, can't you see how this backfire quotes? So that was Senator Coons. And then I'm going to show you Fox couldn't even ignore the fact that we're in what's called Farmageddon. Our farmers are going bankrupt. They're all going bankrupt. Why? Because Donald Trump's trade war against the world has caused massive retaliation against the United States. Yeah, when you attack other countries, guess what? They don't want to do business with you. And that's what we're seeing. As Mike Nellis says, the dam is bursting on the economy for Fox again. They can't keep denying the damage this White House is doing to the American people. Even they have to cover how Trump's tariffs have devastated American soybean farmers, also corn farmers, cotton farmers, you name, all farmers are being crushed right now by the Trump regime's idiotic policies. And this bailout may cost $50 billion, even bigger than the bailout during the first Trump administration, which was $19 billion. Here, play this clip.
Look, 8 years ago, they were our number one customer. They took almost 40% of our soybeans 8 years ago, and now they take zero.
That's right. In 2018, with President Trump's first round of tariffs on China, at that moment, China was the largest export market for American soy. And they bought 60% of our soybean exports. And they are essentially, exports have collapsed this year, and there are no new orders logged in recent months. And quite frankly, unless something happens to reopen new markets for these farmers, you can't bail people out. That's how much you're going to give them that every year. I mean, you could do that. The tariff revenue is running about, on average in the last couple of months, about $30 billion a month. But do the farmers want welfare? Because that's what it is.
So this is you're in a trade war, right? And this is the casualty of it now. And so China's using this as leverage because that's how you're going to put pressure on Trump.
And then, of course, Jesse Waters has to just get all misogynistic. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. Here, play this clip.
The Obamacare bailout, put aside the illegal alien health care. This is what this is about. They created this program that was supposed to help people with health insurance, and it quadrupled the price of everything. So they're basically holding the government hostage and making Trump fix a problem that they created. Dana, permission to make an analogy.
No.
Granted.
This is like when your wife forces you to buy an expensive car, and then she just wrecks it over and over again, and it's always stuck in the shop. But she wants to go out, right? But she won't take an Uber. She won't be seen in an Uber. She calls you cheap. So you know what you do? You sit on the couch, you say, fine, babe, I'm just going to sit down, order pizza, and watch football. You're the one that needs to go out and shop and get their nails done. This is a war they cannot win. You're playing chicken with the guy that loves sitting down.
Love your analogies.
Thank you.
I will always grant permission.
And then, of course, he's got to get all racist. Here, play this clip as he tries to attack Karen Bass, the mayor of Los Angeles. Play this clip.
Stupid people, it's been famously said, are more dangerous than evil people. Evil people you can confront, expose, and contain. Stupid people, they don't listen to facts, they don't listen to reason, and oftentimes they don't really succumb to force. And so when you get a stupid person that gets a little confidence, that's the worst. That's the most dangerous. And you have to be very careful around stupid people.
Where do you think you fall on that, Brian?
Where do you think, Harold?
That's why they gave him prime time.
And then he's just got to get all just freaking crazy. And he brings on this guy who goes, former Antifa member speaks out. Okay, former Antifa member, we believe you. So utterly ridiculous. Then you had Brooke Rollins on China not buying our soybeans. But notice what she says here. How pathetic is this? She's like, it's Biden's fault. Biden did this. Okay, China was buying soybeans when Biden was in office. Okay, 50% of all exports of American soybeans for soybean farmers went to China when former President Biden was in office. But then she does this weird thing that we always see where she's like, we just got to let the best businessman do what the best businessman does. We all know that Donald Trump's the best businessman. We don't know that, okay? Because he's not the best businessman. He's actually, if the Guinness Book of World Records had a section for the worst businessman, someone who inherited hundreds of millions of dollars from daddy and blew it and was the worst and bankrupted casino after casino. I mean, how many businesses has this guy bankrupted? How can you bankrupt that many casinos in his career? Before he ran for office, bankruptcy, 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 business failure, business failure, business failure, scam, 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 thousands of lawsuits. The worst businessman. The whole idea that he's a good businessman, he played one on The Apprentice. And they created this character. He was a horrible business person who bankrupted things. And you see why. Because he's literally the worst leader imaginable. And anyway, play this clip of Brookie Rollins. Here, play this clip.
Trump has been vowing to confront China's Xi Jinping about buying American soybeans. When they meet later this month, we're expecting the meeting in Seoul at the end of October. The president wrote on Truth Social, the soybean farmers of our country are being hurt because China is, for negotiating reasons only, not buying American soybeans. I'll be meeting with President Xi of China in 4 weeks, and soybeans will be a major topic of discussion. Secretary, what do you want to see in that discussion over soybeans, and what other agricultural products do you want to see China start buying?
Well, I think there are a couple of really important points here, slightly nuanced. The first one is this, that President Trump is so wholly committed to our farmers, our ranchers, to the American food supply. He understands the importance of being able to feed and fuel ourselves in terms of remaining the world's superpower. And so that's the first point. That's why he's working so hard. We have, I think, more than a dozen deals. Indonesia, Japan, Taiwan, the UK, the EU, Australia, all these countries that up until now we have not been able to get deals with. It's really remarkable. So that's the first point. The second point, and I was with him yesterday in the